Now it's time for the advanced quadratic formula. Yeah, this is gonna rock my world. Okay, maybe not, but we'll pretend. Here we go. Okay, but in all seriousness, we should probably write out the formula again.
No, actually, in all seriousness, if you haven't gotten up, run around, gone to the bathroom, gotten a drink of water, you need to do that right now because you've probably been sitting down too long. This next part, it's a little bit harder. It's not too bad, but anyway, get ready to go.
At negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So let's just shrink it.
So you went and took a break, right? Okay, we're almost done with the videos. If you're ready, keep going. If you're not ready, push pause now.
Topic. It's going to be, what if we put a 2x squared minus plus 3x minus 4. So it's a slightly more advanced version. It's going to get kind of interesting. Let's shrink it down so we can just tuck it away. Again, don't forget your same A, B, and C parts. The A as in, let's flip that, there we go, as in the standard form. Where you had the ax squared plus bx plus c. That's your standard form, so let's just stick that underneath so you can kind of line up your parts and go, oh, okay, I see what we're talking about here. So here we go. Let's just plug and chug, put in the a, the b, and the c into that quadratic formula written in blue. We start out with the b. We got to get a negative b, so you have a negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 2, that's the a value, times negative 4, that's the c value, all divided by 2a, which is 2 times 2. So it's a little different than it was last time, not quite the same. So there we go. So on one side, over here, we have the generic quadratic formula. Here we have the actual question. Here we have the equation. For those of you who have forgotten what the question is, let's review. The question is find, that's not spelled correctly, find the roots. You know, I bet when I try to move this thing out of the way, it's not all going to move together. Oh, but it did. Look at that. So that was the actual question. Find the root. There's actually a plural on that. There's going to be at least 2 because it's a quadratic. You know, there's always 2. So here we go. We're going to take the thing we did in red, which was over here, and now we just got to simplify all that mess. So that's the next step. We have, let's roll. We have a negative 3 plus or minus, well, 3 squared, I know that's going to be a 9, and then I'm going to say minus, and now 4 times 2 times 4, well, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 4 is 32. So we have a positive 32. And don't forget the square root symbol is still there. If you're not sure about that positive 32, check it out on your calculator. Push pause, take a moment and do that. On the bottom of this thing I have that 2 times 2, which gives me, of course, a 4. Okay, so this is feeling pretty good. Now the next step, what I've got is that's going to be equal to, still got the negative 3, he's not going anywhere. I have 9 plus 32. Well, that's 41. That's still under square root, and we're still, of course, dividing by 4. So let's shrink him down and tack him on. We're doing good. So the next part here, I've got now the 2 questions. I have both. I have the negative 3 plus square root of 41 divided by 4, and I have a negative 3 minus the square root of 41 divided by 4. Now at this point, I don't think there's anybody that's going to require you be able to actually do these two equations, as in this one and this one, in your head. That would be just silly. So I took the liberty of figuring out what those are in the calculator, and when I did this first one in the calculator and I typed it in, which you should do right now, press pause, type it in, make sure you don't mess up this part. That'd be really kind of a silly loss of points. You're going to get, did you press pause? Okay, here we go. You're going to get 0.851. I rounded that. And on the other side, when you do this one, plug that into your calculator. If you haven't done it yet, press pause, do so. You're going to get a negative 2.351. Yes, brilliant. Oh my, they're two separate answers there. There's one, and there's two. And of course, those are your actual answers. So what's that mean? That right there and this right here are your roots, because we were looking for find the roots, which means that if we had a graph of this thing and put in our nifty little graph like this, those 2 points, the roots, are going to actually be right here, and this 0.851, well, there it is right there, and this guy right here, that negative, he's sitting right there. And that's it. Voila, you're done. Give yourself a nice gold star because you deserve it. So really, what did you do right now? The long and the short of it is that you spent a whole lot of time doing some mathematical exercises. Congratulations, it's really exciting, but I'm about to show you something that kind of makes the entire thing obsolete and not necessary. But you can feel really, really good about yourselves because you were adding wrinkles. Check it out. Adding wrinkles to your brain. Did you know your brain's made up of lots of gray matter, and they say the more wrinkles you have in your brain, the smarter you are? So feel good about that. You added some wrinkles because you made it through. And hey, when you add wrinkles, keep in mind, you got smarter. That's right. Got smarter. You feel good about yourself. You added wrinkles. You did mathematical exercises. But now I'm going to show you the quick and easy way on how I would actually recommend doing it for any real reason on a test, which certainly isn't using the quadratic equation. But hey, if Wilson says you got to do it, you got to do it, all right? Here you go. So here you go. I'm going to show you on the calculator, and it's going to take about, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then we're out of here. Yeah, so there's the question, the exact question you just did. I graphed it in. I punched it in. See, there it is. It's right up there. Yep, I punched it in. That's the graph you get. And then how do you want to find the roots? Well, of course, you'd come over here. You need to hit the menu button. And then you'd go down to the analyze graph, and then of course you'd go find the zeros, and then you'd say, okay, move that guy over to the one side, the lower bound. You'd grab it there. You'd hit enter. You'd come over. Oh buggers, I got to do that again. You go menu. You go analyze. You find the zeros. You go grab the lower. You come across, and hey, would you look at that? Negative 2.35. That's one of them. Anyone want to take a bet what you're going to get when you do the next one? Let's see. We grab that one there. We come across. And oh, would you look at that? It's 0.85. But let's get down to seriousness now. We just did in less than 15 seconds what the quadratic formula was designed to do. Technology, gotta love it. But at the same time, math skills, your basic number operations. The quadratic formula is one of those things that it's just difficult to do because it has substitutions and it has, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and it has careful attention to accuracy and detail. And yeah, while you can just graph it and pull the roots off of the thing and make your calculator do the work, doesn't it feel good to know that you can do some of this stuff by yourself? All right, well, anyway, that's enough out of me for the day. Have a good day.